Okay, now for question number 10 and 12. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do something for number 10 first, and let's see if you can find out the mistake. All right, so I'm looking at number 10. All right, so I would say, I know. I'm gonna do the quadratic formula. Okay, so A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, and C is equal to 14. Okay. So x is equal to negative b plus or minus, and then b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And I'm going to plug things in here. Negative b, b squared minus 4ac, and then over 2a. Now, you can keep going. I'm going to pause a moment right here. Okay, we can of course keep going, but if you do something like this, I will go ahead and give you a big cross right here, and you'll be puzzling like, what? Why is it wrong? I didn't do anything wrong. I got the ABC values from the equation. Why am I wrong? Okay, well, what's wrong is that we've got to set the equation equal to 0. And at this very moment, it is not equal to 0. So we have to do some cosmetic changes so that it is equal to 0. And to make it equal to 0, how do we do that? We have to subtract 6 on both sides. So we've got 2x squared plus 3x, and then minus 6 from 14 we get us 8. Okay. And now you've got 0, and that is nice. Okay, that it's nice. And then now you've got the correct C value, which is 8, not 14. And this is how you will earn my check mark. Okay, and now you may proceed. And I'm not going to proceed with you here. I just want to point out something that's very important. Okay, just make sure that your eyes are not only looking at this part. Okay, your eyes should not be looking at this part only. Your eyes should be looking at the whole thing. Is it equal to 0? And so number 12 is pretty much the same thing. Okay, and there are a few questions around there that's pretty much the same thing. It's not equal to 0. So make sure that you fix the equation so that it is equal to 0 before you try your quadratic formula. Okay, so you subtract 5x squared on both sides, so that gets you 7x squared. You minus 5x on both sides, that gets you minus 4x. Plus 7 is still there, so that's how you simplify it. And then you've got your a, b, c values right there. So a value would be not 12, but 7. B value, it's not 1, but negative 4. And c value would be 7. Okay, so just a little thing I want to make sure everyone is well aware, very well aware of, before you try out your worksheet problems. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, whenever we do quadratic formula or factoring, we've got to set one side equal to 0 in order to solve it. And if you're curious about why we have to set equal to 0, because we are finding the root. The root is when the y value equal to 0. So the 0 right there, it's technically saying that, hey, your y value is equal to 0. So can you find out what x is so that the y value is equal to 0? Okay, so that goes back to the graphs that we're seeing, that we saw earlier. Okay, how the roots are essentially telling us the x-intercepts. Okie doke. All right, so that's it for today's lesson. So make sure you do the worksheet, try out the homework, make sure you practice your quadratic formula really well. Make sure that you can tell the discriminant very well. Make sure you don't make any careless mistakes. And on the back side of the worksheet, we got some review questions from the earlier lessons. So please make sure that you do not skip that either. Okay, so all right, that's it for today. Have a great day.